Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So they came out with a trailer, they came out with some gameplay and a bunch of other information. So let's just start off with the trailer really quick before we jump into all the other info that came out on the live stream. But it's coming out October 4th, and then there's some early access and beta info we'll go over. But it's a short little 3-minute trailer. So you're going to be playing a Ghost, obviously, Ghost Recon. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. You're going to be basically be on an island. This is an open world area that you're going to be playing in called Aurora. And you're going to be basically facing the wolves, ex-military, with some pretty high-tech drones, basically, Skeltech. So ex-military, Skeltech drones, and you're going to be outmanned, basically. So Breakpoint is military, you might know the term, and it's basically when you lose combat effectiveness, you go from attacking and into defense or retreating and other things like that. So not too good, and there's a bunch of features and gameplay mechanics that are going to kind of play into that a little bit, but it gets pretty hectic. Apparently there's no fear. So check out that little trailer, but we'll go into some of the other gameplay features and everything, which gets pretty cool. So basically it's just a 13-minute video, about 10 minutes of its gameplay. Some of it's like a little bit cinematic-y, but it looks like we're getting a stamina bar here. So you're running, you're gonna be, when you're going uphill and everything, you might take up more stamina and everything like that. So you're going some open worldy, survival-y experience and everything going on here. There's an injury system that we'll see in just a few seconds here. Once you start taking bullets and everything, you'll actually get, there's 3 levels of injury they mentioned. First, I think you just start stumbling a little bit. The second one, you'll obviously be bleeding and everything. Your aim will be off. And the 3rd level, I think they mentioned, you'll only be able to use a handgun. Basically, at that point, no heavy weapons or anything. And it'll be even more slow and stuff like that. There's sliding, so there's obviously, this is open world. There's a lot of slopes, there's a lot of hills that you'll need to climb. You'll be slow probably climbing them, and get some tactical advantages you get from that, obviously. And when you get injured, obviously the 3 levels of injury, you can heal up, which he shows off some healing utilities. He's basically about to die, so you kind of need to heal. So that's going to be in the gameplay. This is a solo game or a 4-player co-op. There's some PvP and everything, and post-launch content, but we'll talk more about that in detail as well. So what else do we have from this? We get some stealth gameplay and some combat features with this. So it gets pretty intense. We're doing some stealth, and we go through some mud, it looks like, and this is a pretty unique feature, which it plays into different types of weather and everything as well. So mud, there is prone camo. So if you're rolling around in some wet mud, you actually can now roll around in it and cover your face and everything. He does it in just a second. Prone camo, there he goes. And you're harder to detect. So they also mentioned that sand beaches, this would happen in, and snow and everything. And I think there was another one, but pretty interesting predator kind of hide and seek. So that was pretty interesting. And a bunch of other things. There's a lot of combat and everything, and that's pretty good. There's vehicles, tons of new weapons. There's 4 classes, but let's just start jumping into some of that other stuff. So new classes introduce new gameplay variety. So we'll leave a link to that video. It's just on the Ubisoft 13 minutes of gameplay, and links to everything else we'll be adding. So with the 4 different classes, you'll be able to change classes and everything. There's a bunch of cross progress stuff you'll be saving when you're learning skills and getting better. You'll be able to change classes at camp, and that's a pretty good feature if you want to do that. Again, solo or co-op up to 4 players. They mentioned in some Q&A there won't be any AI teammates, so you'll have to either play solo or actually grab some friends. And it seemed pretty easy. Like they kind of mentioned, like you could just jump in and progress would be shared to people getting their own progress and stuff and everything. So that's pretty good. Shared progress across PvP and PvE. So PvP they mentioned was a 4v4 player versus player, and they mentioned no battle royales. That was one of the people who asked a question at the live stream. So no battle royales planned for this game, just a 4v4 PvP mode. They didn't mention anything on maps, but they would be sharing more PvP at Gamescom, as well as probably a ton more information about the game. So that is good. Again, the game's coming October 4th, and what other little bits of info do we have? There's a bunch of survival aspects like fatigue. Again, you'll be slower the longer you run. You'll need to drink some water and everything. I think they was one of the fatigue survival features. And then the injury system was pretty chaotic, 3 different levels of that. A co-op we already mentioned a little bit. Fight your brothers in arms, so ex-military, now under Wolf's banner basically. So a lot of combat going on there. What else did we not mention? Carrying bodies. So when you slay enemies, you can hide their bodies, or you can carry off your friends and get them behind cover. So that's another feature they added, carrying people into hidey places, so good there. Stealth, we talked about the prone stealth hiding and everything. Advanced enemy AI, so AI is going to work a little bit more to slay you basically, and if you get spotted and everything, more enemies will probably find out. Adaptive cover, good there. Customize your ghost. So they mentioned some of the customization options will basically be like, if you like Wildlands, you'll like this customization, plus there's obviously more stuff coming, so that is good. They didn't really show off any of that, but the game modes and progression, a full featured game, so solo or 4-person co-op. Again, PvP is coming at launch, where that didn't come previously, I guess. So that is a bonus for PvPers. And I guess lastly, what else did we not mention? Release date and some other things. Again, October 4th, there's going to be like a 3-day early access depending on what you pre-order or purchase. So they also mentioned some roadmap. So for future content, there's going to be 3 episodes in the year 1 roadmap, the year 1 pack, which is a gold edition for $100. We'll talk about pricing, but the first episode is actually going to start at launch, and it's going to be every 4 months they're going to be adding the next episode. So I believe the second episode, 4 months after launch, I think they said that's when the raid was coming, or the raid was coming first episode. I might have mixed that up, but there is a raid. I think they mentioned it was 4 players, but it's probably should be more if it's a raid. I forgot what they actually said on the live stream, but more content is obviously good, and that's broken up into the 4-month episodes every 4 months. So more content is coming, and I guess we can jump into pre-orders and some of the early access and beta info. So let's just start jumping into some of that. Lulu says, no fear. You definitely don't want to be fearful as a ghost, that's for sure. So basically it's going to start at $60 for the standard edition, and then go all the way up to $190 for the collector's edition. There's 4 different packs, but you'll get a pre-order bonus just for pre-ordering. This is an assault rifle, a Hammer MK2 vehicle. There's a couple different vehicles. There's one that goes off-road in the forest and everything. I think there might have been a helicopter that might have been part of the story. There's a couple other vehicle style stuff, and a heavy Sentinel MK2 heavy outfit. This is the Sentinel Corp pack. That's just for pre-ordering. And here's some of the collector's edition stuff. You got a little figurine that looks like Walker's dog tag, a waterproof map, some cool little stuff for that. But here is the breakdown of the 4 different versions you can get. Standard version, again, $60. You'll get beta access. I didn't see any dates for that on their Twitter announced or anything, but we'll get more closer towards launch, obviously. So you get the base game for the $60, and then you'll jump up to the gold edition if you want 3-day early access and the first year pass. And again, the year pass will look like it was starting at launch with episode 1, and then 4 months later 2, and then episode 3 8 months down the road, April, and then later on. So that's what you get for that. The ultimate pack is going to be $120, so another $20, and it's going to get you the ultimate pack, survival pack, basically some off-road, like I believe skins, vehicles, and things like that. Let's just jump into some more of the breakdown for the ultimate pack, as well as a bonus mission. I didn't really find any details on that, but that seemed kind of interesting. So motorbike, spider buggy, and survivor pack is what the ultimate edition is getting you for an extra $20. And then for the extra $70, the collector's edition for $190, you'll be getting the exclusive steelbook, soundtrack, again the figurine, dog tag, waterproof map, so you'll be able to take that in the pool or the ocean. So pretty interesting there. But basically the gold edition will get you access on October 1st instead of October 4th when the game launches for the standard edition. So what else is there? Beta early access, again, bunch of gameplay. We'll again leave a link to that 13-minute gameplay video, and it looked pretty interesting. If you liked Wildlands, looks like a lot more Ghost Recon action is coming your way. Pew 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 pew. So cool stuff for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So gonna get pretty hectic there. with that, we're going to be having another episode tomorrow at 1 p.m. with some more tech and game news. And that pretty much covers Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And we'll be signing out. Pew, 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 pew.